ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। The first shloka of the Panchakam completed in the last class. Let us chant the first shloka once. वेदो नित्यमधीयतां तदुदितं कर्मस्वनुष्ठीयताम्।
वेदो नित्यमधीयतां तदुदितं कर्मस्वनुष्ठीयताम्।
तेनेशस्य विधीयताम् अपचितिः ये मतिस्त्यज्यताम्।
तेनेशस्य विधीयताम् अपचितिः काम्ये मतिस्त्यज्यताम्।
पापौघः परिधूयताम् भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम्।
पापौघः परिधूयताम् भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम्।
आत्मेच्छा व्यवसीयताम् निजगृहात् पूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम्।
व्यवसीयताम्
जगतां
जगतात् पूर्णं
विनिर्गम्यताम्
गम्यताम्.
In each shloka, Acharya Shankara Bhagavad-pada gives the sopana, the steps. Each shloka has got 8 steps. The first shloka we have seen. All these steps are prescribed ultimately to gain the sadhyam. The sadhyam is moksha. In the first shloka, the steps, the sopanani, they are based on the ashrama vyavastha. The chatvaraha ashramaha, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. So the teaching or what is to be done in each ashrama successively, one after the other, so that the end, the goal, the ultimate sadhyam is achieved effortlessly. If we follow the steps, then the end is guaranteed. Shastra gives a guarantee. So the steps are given. Vedo nityamadhiyatam. May I study Veda. May one study Veda. May I study Veda. Regularly, nityam. Swadhyaya adhyatavyaha. Prativakya. Prativakya anusaram. One must study Veda. Then taduditam, not just studying. Taduditam karma svanushtiyatha. Karma. The karma which are ordained by the Veda, they should be anushtan, they should be nashtiyatam, they should be followed. Samanya dharma or vishesha dharma. In other words, you can say karma yoga. Karma is karma yoga. For a mumukshu, karma is karma yoga, not kami karma. If at all kami karma is that should subserve the moksha ultimately. Sometimes the kami karma, if it is not so intense, if it is feeble and it can be fulfilled, fulfilling that is causes no harm, then it can be fulfilled also. It need not gnaw one's mind. But avoiding kamya karma, reducing kamya karma, that shows one grows, one's maturity, one's growing the path, the path of this spirituality. So it shows. And the karma should be performed. This Panchamaha Yajna, in the Gita, Bhagavan taught, this is ultimately for settling the debts, what a human being, was to the 5 Deva Yajna, by that, the debt which we owe to Deva. Similarly, Yashi Yajna, Pitri Yajna, Pudri Yajna, Nara Yajna, all these yajnas are ultimately for repaying that debt. Rinam. Pancha Mahayajna for Pancha Rina. Pancha Rinams are there for Pancha Mahayajna. So understanding the spirit of what the Shastram teaches, one should follow the karma as far as possible and slowly grow out of each ashrama. That is the idea. Teneshasya vidiyatam apachitihi. Karma yoga. Teneshasya vidiyatam apachitihi. Ishvara puja. Work itself is worship when it is performed the right spirit. So yoga becomes yoga, karma yoga, chitta shuddhaye. Or we can take it as that literally worshipping the Lord also, puja. It is required for sattva shuddhihi, karma shuddhihi. Or whatever we do that is offered to the Lord. Ishvarapana buddhihi. Whatever result comes, accepting gracefully. It's prasada buddhihi. That is a puja. It is also a puja. Or puja can be literally puja also, apachitihi. Then kamye mati tyajyatam. Kamya karma, one should give up mati, one's buddhi, one's inclination towards kamya karma. Nasti kama samo vyadihi. Nasti moga samo ripuh. Nasti kopa samo vannihi. Nasti jnanat param sukham. Vidura Niti. There he advises Dhritarashtra. Kama samaha vyadihi nasti. So kama is a vyadi. This anger, thirst, that is also vyadi only. So kama is mental illness. Therefore, matihi tyajyata. Adi vyadi hara anjaneya. But in Nandanallur, the Anjaneya temple is called Adi Vyadi Hara Anjaneya. Adi Vyadi. That is the illness related to the mind as well as to the body. Both are removed by that Anjaneya. Adi Vyadi Hara Anjaneya, which is a beautiful name. So this hunger and thirst also Vyadi only. So that it cannot be given up. That should be, that one has to follow, one has to eat, one has to drink for survival. Ultimately for the end keeping the end in mind. So kamya matihi tyajyata. Reducing the karma gives a lot of mental freedom, at least relaxation. Then the last, and then the papoga paridhuyatam. Papoga, papa samudaya. Paropakara punyaya, papaya parapidanam. Parapidanam, that is also papa. Anything we do which hurts others, himsa, all these are papa. So papoga paridhuyatam. So being selfish and hurting others, usurping things for oneself, or like Duryodhana, Atatai, who has committed sixfold crimes, Papa, Papo Gafparidhuyatam, Papa Samuga, all the sixfold crimes are done by Duryodhana. That's why he's called Atatai, Paridhuyatam, Bhavasuke, Doshono Sandhiyatam, Samsara Sukha is mixed with the dosha. Seeing Sukha in Bhava is Adhyasa, Shobhana Adhyasa, which is not there, but it is seen. Shobhana Adhyasa, Atasmin Tad Buddhihi. So one must have a mind which is discerning, penetrating mind to see the defects in the pleasures of the world. Bhavasuke, samsara suke. Everything is kshana matram sukha. Comes at no time it goes away. Like that story once we have seen in Tattvabodha, the Mahabharata, and that story is that the Brahmana walking in the forest, he falls into a deep pit. Under the deep inside the pit, there is a poisonous snake expanding its root, ready to bite him. And he is hanging on a creeper. The creeper is slowly eaten by the rats, two types of rats, white rats and black rats. And there is a tiger on the surface, just outside the pit waiting, and there's a two-headed elephant. All these things, descriptions. So that shows samsara. But what this Brahmana does is, when he fell into the pit, he disturbed the honeycomb. That honeybee is also biting. Meanwhile, a drop falls from the honeycomb. He sticks out his tongue to taste it. Bhavasuka, that is. One is so oblivious of the pain, at the same time wants to enjoy the pleasure. Ajnanam. So papoga paridhuyatam, bhavasuke doshona sandhiyatam, doshaha. Atmecha vivasiyatam, hiya mumukshu. Atmecha, finally, mumukshu. Nijagrihat, purnam nirgamyatam. Need not take literally nijagrihat, because it shows a lot of vairagya, maturity, And you have to take into consideration so many factors, the modern days, the living, etc. So one has to grow. One has to grow inside. One has to become more and more introvert. One should be able to spend time in solitude, being in the family at the same time. So that's the only way. That is the only way to discover freedom. So Nitya because it is by Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya always will say sannyasa only. That is how Shankaracharya uses all these sannyasa. Without sannyasa, nothing. But sannyasa is jnanam. In that sense, Shankara Bhagavad Pada uses the word sannyasa in his bhashya. So understanding, therefore, sannyasa is mental energy, antara sannyasa. Ultimately, we have to discover the truth and be free. No one can help us. We can live together at the same time. All are individual. We have to work for our own freedom, moksha. Nobody can really help or come till the end. Matam shariram utsrujya kashtaloshtha samangshitau vimukaha bhandavaha yanti dharmastam anugacchati. Manusmriti says. So after death, what do people do? They just live in Matam shariram, like the dead body the dead body is like a cloud of the earth. Matam shariram. Kashta loshta samam. They just like a log. Or loshta samam. Yeah, a lump of earth. Just lying on the ground. Because the life prana is left. Therefore it's called now. It's no more addressed by the name. It's called a body. Then Bandavaha, Vimukaha, and all the Bandava relatives, friends, they go away. Then what comes in the end? Dharmasta manugacchati. Dharma alone follows that person. Punyam. That's why Papo Gafariduyatam. May you earn more and more punya. So that Aneka Janmasam Siddhi. So it's a journey, spiritual journey. Aneka Janmasam Siddhi. It's about cultivating Adhikaritvam. Jnanam is gained here itself at the time of Shamanam itself. But because the person is not prepared, that's why it takes Janmas. Sometimes Janmas. For Adhikari, Jnanam happens in no time. Shanamatrena Bhavati. So it's all the way, it's preparation only. But at least we have the right track, right journey. The journey is perfectly all right. Therefore, one has to travel happily. Moksha will come in its own time. Need not worry about the end. So that is Nijagrahat Purnam Vinirgamyatam. Without physically giving up, one can be mentally isolated, mentally isolate oneself. Patmapatra Vivambasa, as the Gita Bhagavan says. It's a good example. Patmapatra, on the lotus leaf, water on the lotus leaf. Therefore, all the steps following which one develops chitta should be chitta ekagrata. Karma yogena chitta shuddhi upasana. Now, the second shloka, let us read. Sangat satsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktir dridhadiyatam.
सङ्गत्सत्सु विधीयतां भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढाधीयताम्
Shantyadif parichiyatam dhritaram karmashu santyajyatam.
शान्त्यादि परिचीयतां दृढतरं कर्म सन्त्यज्यताम्
सद्विद्वानुपसृप्यताम् प्रतिदिनं तत्पादुका सेव्यताम्
सद्विद्वानुपसृत्यतां प्रतिदिनं तत्पादुका सेव्यताम्
ब्रह्मैकाक्षरमर्थ्यतां श्रुतिशिरो वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम्
ब्रह्मैकाक्षरमध्यतां श्रुतिशिरो वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम्
सत्संगत्वे निस्संगत्वं निस्संगत्वे निर्मोहत्वं निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्वं निश्चलतत्वे जीवन. Just one line. Sangat satsu vidhiyatam. Sangha satsu sajjana. Sangha association, but sat sangha is not, yes, an undesired association. It is desired association with anything which is not conducive to moksha should be shunned. But satsanga vidhiyatam, because the urge, the desire for moksha, which is there in a feeble form to begin with, that is made a stronger one. It gains strength. It gains strength in the vanaprastha ashrama, and therefore in the vanaprastha ashrama, one aspire for satsanga. It's not only vanaprastha, because the steps are followed, therefore vanaprastha. It can be any ashrama. Satsanga is always desired. So for vanaprasthis, satsanga is the main. So that is why they stay in the forest with some rishis, some swamis are in the ashrama, satsanga. So the desire for satsanga, one must develop to convert that the desire for moksha, which is manda in the beginning, to make it a stronger one. Tivra. So satsanga is important. Satsu, satpurusheshu, sangaha vidhiyatam. Otherwise, what will happen? The desire for moksha, which is there in like a sprout, it is in a feeble form now. If it is not protected, then maybe it may be eaten away by the other desires. So therefore, it should be made into a strong one. And also, important satsanga is there are so many upadesha, instruction, advice from all quarters. That is cheapest commodity available is upadesha. So we may get carried over by different upadesha. Different teachers are there. Some out of the blue suddenly come somewhere out of sampradaya, not sampradaya, out of sampradaya. Their own discovery. Sometimes we listen to them. They are called mystical. They're sangha. It may be, what they say may be true, what is for them, but not sampradaya. Why we emphasize sampradaya is the people who come under sampradaya, the teachers. They what they say tally with what the first teacher. What the first teacher is the Lord himself. Tallies with what the Lord says. They don't say anything which is something new or different. That is why the right person, right contact is very important. Sangaha, seeking the right association, right company. Sangaha, by which the desire is protected. Atma Icha. Therefore, Satsanga, Sangha Satsu Vidiyata. The desire for Atma has to be protected because there are so many other desires. So till it becomes Tivra, should be protected. Like the plant is protected by fence. And the desire for moksha, desire for Atma is a jealous desire. It cannot allow any other desire to stay along with it also. If any other desires come, then this will go away. Therefore, we cannot afford to have any illegitimate, adharmika material desires. As long as they subserve, then Atma Icha can sustain, it can be grown. So Atma Icha, which is will not be there. Atma Icha will not be there when other desires are there. Therefore, the desire for Atma that is cultivated more and more by right contact, right association. That is why Sangha. To start with Sangha, right Sangha. Sangha is not the Guru, good people. We are Satsu, Satpurusheshu, not the Guru. Company, maybe friends, maybe relatives. That is Sangha. Or a collection of people whom you know, like in the group, WhatsApp group or whatever it is. So that is why the desire is intensified. The desire should get intensified like the Dagda Shiraha, like one's hair is on fire. How much one desperately, runs here and there for water. So similarly, the desire for Atma should be there. Tadiva Shiro Vratam, the Vrata, which is taken by the person who studies the Upanishad, carrying a pot of fire on the head. That is symbolizing that desire for moksha is so tivra, therefore you have the fire on the head. We say there should be fire on the stomach, but here, because jnanam is there, the fire on the head. Because it is knowledge, therefore knowledge, Shirobratam, the desire should be burning desire. So therefore, and for that, we need fuel, which is satsanga. And the desire is maintained by satsanga. So as a sangha, so the person is. So that is very important. In the Niti Shatakam, we will read once. All these shlokas are beautiful shlokas. Oh, Vartrahari writes Niti Shatakam and Vairagya Shatakam, of course. There is another Shatakam, Shringara Shatakam, that is for cultivating Vairagya. In the Niti Shatakam, there is a shloka. Vartrahari, he mentions the significance of Sangha. Santapta yasi santitasya payaso नामापि न ज्ञायते मुक्ताकारतया तदेव नलिनी पत्रस्थितं राजते स्वातो सागरशुक्तिसम्पुटगतं तन्मुक्तिकं जायते प्रायेणाधममध्यमोत्तमगुणः संसर्गतः जायते सम्यक् तप्त अयसि. See, a drop of water undergoing changes, different conditions. Like santapta ayasi. Ayas means iron, which is samyak taptaha, well heated. So when a drop of water, payasaha, samstitasya, santapta ayasi, when a drop of water falls on a hot plate, like in the dosa plate, the moment it falls, what happens to them? It disappears. It just vaporized by the heat. The same water, a drop, Nalini Patra Sthitam, what happens? The water drop on the Nalini Patram is lotus leaf. That Rajate, like a Mukta Akara, like the Mukta, pearl. It just shines like a pearl. Beautifully it shines. And the same water drop, if it falls on a shell in the Swati nakshatra, on a particular star, Swati, Swatau, Sagara Shukti, Samputagatam, what do you get on the Swati nakshatra, particular that star in the constellation, when it is there, then the water falls into the pearl, into the shell, becomes a pearl. So same water drop, depending on what it contacts with, depending on its contact, it undergoes different changes. In the first example, it just vanishes. Second one, it shines. Third one, it is converted into a pearl. So therefore, by samsarga, pragena adhama madhyama uttama gunaha, pragena adhama madhyamottama gunaha, samsargataha jayate, samsargataha by samsarga, by sangha alone, pragena adhama guna, madhyama guna, uttama guna, jayate are born. One becomes superior or one becomes inferior. One becomes dull, one becomes useless because of samsarga. So sangha. Sangha is important, right? Sangha, right? Association, because sangha protects the desire. What will happen if you have this sangha? The sangha is like the water which falls on the hot plate, disappears. Durachari, duradrishtihi, duravasi cha durjanaha, yan maitri kriyate pumbihi, narashigram vinashyati. The person is a durachari, bad conduct. Duradrishtihi, always he has dushta drishti. Duravasi, durjanaha, is a durjana. Yan maitri kriyate, the one who makes friendship with him. What happens to that person? Shigram vinashyati. That is its sangat satsuvidhiyata. Therefore, durjanehi samparkaha na karaniyaha ityartha. Sajjanehi saha samparkaha karaniyaha. Maybe durjanasya prabhavena sajjanaha api durjanaha bhavitum shaknoti. Possible. The person may be a sajjana. Sujjanaha api durjanaha bhavitum shakyate. By contact with durjana. In fact, later we saw the Subhashitam. Durjanasya cha sarpasya. Varam sarpo na durjanaha. Sarpo dashati kale tu durjanastu pade pade. All the Subhashitam, remember, I told you to memorize that. All these are nice Subhashita. The contact with the durjana. Another one also, the same 30 Subhashita in the last lesson of the infant reader. Durjanaha parihartavyaha. Vidyaya lankritopi san. Manina bhushita sarpaha kimaso na bhayankaraha. Even Durjana, if he is well educated, Manina bhushita sarpaha, like sarpa also, it has got the money. Sarpa has got the special, the precious money. Vidyaya alankritaha api san Durjanaha parihartavyaha. Because he swallows your growth. He hinders your growth. He swallows you. Swallows your time, swallows your qualities, good qualities, everything he destroys. Therefore, Naraha Shigra Vinashyati by having satsanga, by sangha with, not satsanga, by having bad sangha. So therefore, have sangha with good people, saintly person. There may be people around saintly, having good conduct or entertaining good thoughts. So choosing right company is important. Therefore, that is to start with. Then the next one. Bhagavataha Bhaktihi Dridhadiyatam Bhagavad Bhaktihi. One must develop bhakti for Ishvara. So bhakti is devotion. And here, since with Vanaprastha Ashrama we are talking about, therefore bhakti can mean here upasana, meditation. Because it is a karma which is enjoined for Vanaprasthi. Vanaprasthi doesn't have any other duty. We cannot do physical karma, ritual, because no material, no ingredients, no homakunda, no material. So all the karmas, what are the karma? They were doing in the Grastha Now it is done in the form of vasana, mentally. So therefore, bhakti upasana, kriyatam adhiyata, may one take to, may be taken to. Bhakti, drida adhiyata. So let there be devotion in your hridi, in your heart. So bhakti. The puja is performed physically. Kayena, vacha, that is in the Grasthashrama. Now in the Vanaprastha it is performed manasa, manasa puja, manasa vyapara, that is upasana. Upasana is manasa vyapara, saguna brahma, manasa vyapara, upasana. And upasana along with Ashtanga yoga. It can take the support of Ashtanga yoga. The 8 steps, yama niyama. Yama niyama takes care of one's behavior, one's action, one's conduct, do's and don'ts, yama and yama. And asana, performing asana, not just yogasana. Yogasana also, but asana is sitting in a particular posture, as the 6th chapter Bhagavan says, samam kaya shiro bevam, dharaganna chalam stiraha. That asana takes care of the physical body, annamaya kosha. Then pranayama is that is for pranamaya. Then pratyahara, withdrawing. Pratyahara means withdrawal. In the Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 steps are there. Pratyahara, the pratyahara takes care of the sense organs. Sense organs have to be withdrawn. The Jnanendriyani and Karmendriyani. Karmendriyani, of course, not there in Upasana. Jnanendriyani. And if you remember in Kathopanishad, that imagery of chariot, Atmanam Nathinam Viddhi, Shariram Rathamevatu, Buddhim Tasaratin, Manaf Pragrahamevacha, Indriyani Hayanagu, Vishayagus Teshu Gochara. So Indriyas are compared to the Dushta Ashwa, horses. So therefore, what one has to do? Yastu Vijnanavan Bhavati Yuktena Manasa Sada. Tasyendriyani Vashyani Sadashva Iva Saratehe. So one has to curb these sense organs. Pratyahara, withdrawing sense organs. Paranchigani Vedana Swayambu Parang Pashyati Nantaratam. Kastidiraha Pratyakatmanam Aikshat Avratat Takrihu Amratattamichan. That is Pratyahara. So in the Ashtanga Yoga Pratyahara, it manages the sense organs. Then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, the last 3, takes care of the mind, focusing the mind, holding the mind, and absorption of mind in the Dhyaya, Vishaya. First is Dhyana, then Dharana and Samadhi. Dhyana is meditation. Dharana is holding the mind in the Dhyaya Vastu for a certain period of time. Then Samadhi is to just get absorbed in the object of meditation. There is no separation between the subject and the object. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what mean here is, that is, that object, the Dhyaya Vastu is Atma. So there you recognize it's not that Jnanam is born in Samadhi. Jnanam is born in Shravanam Eva. Samadhi is, as we know, we have seen many places, it is Nididhyasanam. Dhyanam is Nididhyasanam. Atmavare drashtavyah, shrotavyah, mantavyah, nididhyasitavyah. So nididhyasanam, dhyanam doesn't produce any new knowledge. The dhyana, what happens? The viparita bhavanas are all, they are all destroyed. Viparita bhavana, they get destroyed. And you have sakshatkar, atma sakshatkar, atma anubhuti. So it is not a special experience. In that case, we differ from Ashtanga yoga darshana. But the steps can be taken. And upasana, meditation, therefore focusing the mind, dhyanam, holding the mind and the day vastu for a length of time. Dharanam, that is what dharanam is. Then samadhi. So upasana and Ashtanga yoga, they go together, and by that we develop chitta ekagrata, one pointedness. So that by that one becomes fit or ready, gets the yogita for the next stage of life. Next stage of life, which is that is Shravanam, that is in sannyasa ashrama. If the person takes to Vividisha sannyasa, as per the Varna ashrama vyavastha. So Vividisha, ready to Micha. Now ready, therefore is in search of a teacher, will be going in search of a teacher, and that's what it says in next line. Sadvidvan upasarpyata. You will see, we'll come to that later. So by upasana, chitta ekagrata is developed. So bhakti is important. Bhakti is surrender to the Lord. Bhakti is Ishvara. Because we are Advaiti doesn't mean Ishvara should be denied. Ishvara is important because that the bhakti surrender to Ishvara, it makes us free from worries, relatively free from worries. That is required to begin with. So everything is Bhagavan, therefore why should I have bhakti for Bhagavan? One should not ask. In fact, Vedantin, Advaitin only can be a real bhakta. Real jnanam and bhakti, there is no difference. Everything is Bhagavan. So with eyes open, eyes closed, Bhagavan only. So I don't have problem in worshipping the Lord. As long as jnanam has not taken place, as long as I'm a sadhaka, we need the grace of the Lord. The situations have to be conducive. The body has to cooperate. So many factors are there. So bhakti, prayer fulfills certain demands. The demands which are legitimate demands required for spiritual growth, required to what of the obstacles. Therefore, bhakti is important. Which somebody used to emphasize this bhakti aspect. Only then the order can be understood. What is here is Ishvara. What is here is the order. Surrender to the order, surrender to Ishvara. Then you can relax. The relaxation brings about some inner space, inner leisure. That is required for Shravanam. That is why Bhakti, Drida Adhiyata. Shravanam can take place only when you have inner leisure. With a lot of things in the mind, Shravanam cannot take place. The next stage of life, as per the Vedic scheme, that is sannyasa ashrama, where Shravanam take place. One has to do Shravanam. That cannot take place unless one enjoys inner leisure, the space. For all the sadhanas are important. So for Bhagavataha Bhaktihi, Dridadhiyatam, devotion to the Lord is important. That is why we say always, we say that one has to be religious first, then only one can be spiritual. It's a conversion, being a religious to a spiritual. So that's why Pujaswami always give importance to Tatpada. It gives importance to Tatpada. In one place it said, the Naishkarma Siddhi, the text is written by Sureshwaracharya, that it doesn't talk about Tatpada, Ishvara. So he said it is, got surprised, he said, one should not read also, he said. Naishkarma Siddhi. So such a Siddhi Grantha, because Tatpada Vichara not there, Ishvara Vichara not there. So therefore, anyway, that is Swamiji's idea. The idea in the thing is, Tatpada should be given importance. But Tatpada is Tat Bhagavan, Ishvaraha. Bhagaha asya asti iti Bhagavan, Ishvaraha. Samagrasya, Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasha Shriyaha, Jnana Vairagyostyeva Shannam Bhaga Itirana. All the sixfold virtues are complete in whom is called Bhagavan. Samagra Ishwaryam, Samagra Dharma, Samagra Yashas, Samagra Shriya, Samagra Vairagyam, Jnanam, Bhagavan. Who is capable of removing all the obstacles in our path. Therefore, bhakti is important. Bhagavataha bhakti. Bhagavataha, Bhagavataha Shashti bhakti. You can note grammar point. Bhagavataha bhakti for the Lord. So the object of love, the bhakti is Bhagavan, and it is Shashti bhakti, Karmani Shashti. You can note bhakti Tradanta, Tradyoge Shashti, Karmani Shashti. Bhagavataha bhakti Rida Adi Yatam. May one may taken two. May one take two. So therefore, Drida Bhakti. Then Shantyadihi Parichiyatam. All these things we know, but still we have to see because it is mentioned Shantyadi, Shanti Adi. Shanti Adi Padat, Shamadama Titiksha Shraddha Samadhanam. Samadhi, Shakka Sampatti, Shakka Sampatti, the Shakka Sampatti, six virtues, wealth. One must develop Shamaha. Shamaha is at the level of mind, thought level. Shamaha. So it means the thought which occurs in the mind, being a sadhaka, the thought I should be aware of the thought. No thought should occur just without my awareness. I should know what comes, what goes. That the ability is called shamaha, or we can say mastery over the mind. So the direction, the direction in which it goes, that should be maintained. So therefore, shamaha, it should not go in all the directions. Like the Duštāśva iva sāratehe, the Kathopanishad. It should go in the right direction, proper direction. I should be aware of the thoughts which occur in the mind. So that shows one's alertness. Shamaha, alertness is much important. One has to be alert. Then Damaha is mastery over sense organs. The sense organs have to be mastered, not become the slave to the sense organs. Damaha. So Damaha is sense organs includes all the 19. Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Pranadayaha, then Manaha Buddhi Chittam Ekam, Manaha Buddhi Chittam Ahankara, all the 19. So one should manage Damaha, the Shama and Dama. So Shama and Dama both covers both shows. So the person has Shama and Dama, it shows the maturity of the person, the capability of the person over his mastery, over the sense organs, mastery over sense organs. Then Uparama. Uparama is restraining the sense organ. When it is withdrawn, it should be kept withdrawn. Withdrawing the sense organs and making it not going back to the sense object. That is Uparamaha. But Shankaracharya says Uparama is sannyasa. It depends sannyasa. Three different meanings we are saying, in fact, in Tattva-bodha. So Uparamaha. Then Titiksha. Saganam sarva dukkhanam apratigara purvakam. Chinta vilaparagitam sa titiksha nigadyate. So Saganam. Tan titikshasva bharata. As Bhagavan said. So one must develop the capacity or capability to put up with the pairs of opposites. Sitoshna Sukadukeshu Tatha Mana Pamana Yogo, as Bhagavan said in the Gita. So one should develop the ability to put up with the dvandvas. Nirdvandvohi Samam Brahma. So Nirdvandvaha, Nirmamo Bhava, as Bhagavan said. So that is Titiksha. Then Shraddha. Shraddha is Shastre Astikya Buddhi. Guruvakyeshu Shastreshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. So accepting Shastra as a Pramanam, important. That is that is how these starts the spiritual life. Shraddha. Instead of dismissing the Shastra, one should dismiss one, should have the readiness, capability or the acceptance of one's wrong understanding. That is Shraddha. So by all this, and last one is Samadhanam, Chitta Samadhanam, Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Prasadam. So these are these Shantyadi. Parichiyata means it should be collected, one should develop, cultivate all these values. Not only in the Vanaprastha Ashrama, it is all the way. One has to cultivate all these virtues. So there is no end to it, there's no limit. It is, that's why we say Adhikaritam, it's Adhikari, and there's no ideal Adhikari. Ideal Adhikari not there. Always subject to improvement. So with Shantyadihi Parichiyatam, then Shantyadi, by that, therefore, Karma and Upasana, Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Prasada, all these are gained. Then only a person becomes Adhikari for Jnana. Then Acharya says, then Dridataram, Ashu Karma Santyajyatam. So now the person is ready for giving up karma. It means from Vanaprastha Ashrama is now is ready to shift to Sannyasa Ashrama. Karma has helped him by giving Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata in Vanaprastha Ashrama by Upasana. So therefore karma should be, now karma is of no use. Has done the job, therefore it should be given up. I should not hold on to the karma. Some people have liking for Agni karma. They don't want to give this Agni karma. That is also a sort of bandha only. Person is ready, must be given up. So it must be given up. Dridataram, strongly. Dridataram, Santyajyatam. So all these are given up. Puja, Upasana, everything given up. Karma. Not just like that given up. Giving up in accordance with the ritual, the Shastra. Dridataram karma santyajyatam. That is sannyasa ityartha. Ashu means immediately. Yadahareva virajat, tadahareva pravrajat. Ashu, immediately. The moment one has vairagya. Like once the chick comes out from the shell, it gives her the shell. It doesn't carry the shell with it. Always. Give me up. Ashu. So therefore, after sannyasa, one is not eligible for doing any action, any karma upasana, except knowledge. One is not eligible for anything, except shravanam, except knowledge. So therefore, that's why it is difficult. Requires a lot of preparation. And therefore, only we say one can be alone, all the way alone, to the alone, being in whatever ashrama is. That mental disposition one must cultivate. That is, one must cultivate. One must always at least put effort to cultivate that. That is the idea. Here the Vedic scheme is presented, therefore the step by step. So now the person is ready, therefore Santyajyatam can give up. So we have to take it as giving up the sense of possession. That is what is sannyasa. What is that to give up? Really, there is nothing to give up. You don't possess anything to give up. Only the sense of possession. I own it. That is abhimana tyaga. Karma tyaga is karma abhimana tyaga, kartrutta tyaga. Karma tyaga is not just physically given up, kartrutta tyaga. That is jnanam eva. Therefore, detachment, inner detachment, more than external, it is internal, detached. So that required a mental disposition required, so that one is available for Shravanam. So for Shravanam requires this. When it is taken care, then when all these means when Shravanam happens, knowledge must take place. If knowledge doesn't take place, then these are not taken, is not paid enough attention. So we cannot complain the Pramanam. This is the problem with the means what I adopt. For Shravanam to take place, one must enjoy complete leisure and complete availability. One must be completely available because pramanam is, it is not kartu tantram, it is jnanam, vastu tantram. It is vastu tantram, meaning when pramana is operated, you know the vastu. As the eyes you open, you see the object. The knowledge of the object, the shape and color happens without your will. Vastu tantram. That is all vastu tantram. There is no karta tantram. There is no the effort involved on the part of the doer. The doer has got only this much. That is up to opening the eyes. Then the knowledge of the vastu, the object, takes place without his will. The will is only there up to opening the eyes. Taking the example of Chakshurindriya. Similarly, with regard to all the Pramanam also. When it comes to Shastram also, the same. It is Vastu Tantram, Vastu Tantratvat. Therefore, knowledge happens at the time of Shravanam, provided the person is ready, fulfills all the conditions. Because the conditions are not fulfilled, that is why there is a lack. So, therefore, karma should santyajita. What is the next step? Next step is Vidwan. Just approach the Vidwan. Being ready for receiving knowledge, because he has got Chitta Shuddhi, Raga Dveshas are taken care. He is endowed with the Shamadhi Shakta Sampatti, and he has given up karma, therefore, and he is committed to knowing Brahma. Therefore, how to know Brahma? How to know? How to gain that Jnanam, Atma Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam? Therefore, since it cannot be gained by oneself, because it is Pramanam to be operated by the teacher, therefore, Sadvidvan Upasripyatam. Srip Dhatu, Srip is movement, first conjugation. Upasripyatam. All these are in Karmani, not Karmani. So Sadvidvan means Vidvan, Jnani. May one approach a Vidvan, a Shrotriya. May one approach the person who has a knowledge of Sadvastu. Shrotriya Brahmanishta. Tadvijnanatam sa Gurumeva Bhigache Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. The person must be a Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. If he is not a Brahmanishta, at least he must be a Shrotriya. Very important. So without Acharya, knowledge is not possible. Then Acharya must be Shrotriya. Must have been a Shishya to his Guru coming under the Sampradaya. It's important. Shrotriya. Brahmanishta or not, we don't know. How do we know the teacher is Brahmanishta or not? To know my teacher is Brahmanishta or not, one has to be a Brahmanishta. So it is not possible. That is why Arjuna also asked Bhagavan, Chita Prajnasya ka bhasha, katam asita, katam brajeta. There are only indicators, signs, but how does a Chita Prajna act, you cannot say. Sometimes Jnani acts like a child, sometimes like a ghost, sometimes like a mad person. So we cannot say. All the Siddha, great saints, the behavior is inscrutable. Why they behave, we don't know. Therefore, we cannot judge by their behavior. So therefore, we cannot know the Brahma Nishtatvam. But Shrotriyatvam, that can be known. Therefore, Shrotriyam, minimum Shrotriyam. Brahmanishta is there, it is very good. But the point is, from Acharya only should be learned. From Vidwan only should be learned. Acharya teva vidita vidya sadishtam. Palavat bhavati. Chandogya Upanishad says. So Acharyavan Purushaha Veda. So knowledge can be fruitful only when it is learned from a teacher. Palavat. To be a Palavat Jnanam. Jnanam should be a Palavat. One should therefore go to a teacher. Vidwan. Tadvidhi Pranipatena. Pariprashnena Sevaya. So Pariprashnena Sevaya. Therefore Sadvidwan Upasripyatam. In fact, any knowledge requires a teacher, not only Brahma Jnana. Any knowledge. Any knowledge requires teacher. Without teacher, no knowledge is possible. When what to talk about Atmagyan, once that is the discovery, self-discovery. There may be some exceptions. Exceptions are exceptions. Exception doesn't make a rule. Why teacher is required? Without teacher itself is possible because there are so many people who have gained. So many means not really numbers. There are there. Ramana Maharshi. He doesn't have a teacher, but he got knowledge. Similarly, the Shastram also, Bridhana Upanishad, Ramadeva Rishi. Ramadeva Rishi is from the womb itself, he says, Aham Manahu, Aham Suryaha iti. He has got jnanam. The idea is because of their Pura Janma they did not accomplish, they could not get. A little prarabdha and the prarabdha continued in this Janma and gained knowledge. But in the Purva Janma, they had been a student, they had learned under the teacher, Acharya. They are yoga brashta, could not make it in the previous Janma. In this Janma, they are born. Just a little prarabdha was that is exhausted. That is how it should be explained. Exceptions are all, really, therefore, it is not exception also. It is not exception also. They had a teacher, but in this Janma, you don't see the teacher. What they had received from the teacher, like the flywheel, the momentum, it continues in the next Janma also. So therefore, nobody can say, no one can say without a teacher, it's not correct. So therefore, the previous Janma, they have done enough homework, everything has been done. But because of some amount of prarabdha, a little prarabdha has to be exhausted. So therefore, in this Janma, they are born. Jada Bharata also like that. So therefore, there is no question of not wanting, no need of a teacher. This teacher is always required. As Adhikari, therefore, one has to follow all these steps of Upadesha. And since knowledge cannot be gained by oneself, therefore, teacher is necessary, absolutely indispensable teacher. Therefore, Sadvidvan. Sadvidvan is a tradition. He knows the tradition of teaching. He knows. Because he was a student before. He must have come in the tradition, and therefore he knows the methodology, the technicality of the teaching communication. He knows how to handle the prakriya. So that's why our is a sampradaya. Down the line, this teaching is handed over. Narayanam Padmabram Vasishtam, Shaktim Jatat Putram. Either Narayana or Tadashiva Samarambha. The tradition. Therefore, a person who comes with the tradition, sampradaya with it, alone can become a teacher, can teach. Asampradaya with mukha with prekshaniyaha. Chakra Bhagavad says. So therefore, Sadvidwan, Upasrupyatam, and we understand why Acharya says Sadvidwan. Sadvidwan is Brahma. Sat is knowledge. Sat is Brahma, Jnana. So Sadvidwan. Sat is Brahma, therefore Sadvidwan. Vidwan for whom the knowledge of Sat, the Brahma is there. So therefore, Sadvidwan. And always it is the teacher who is lively, who alive, who lives. It is better because there is a protocol. Tadvidya pradipatena pariprashtena sevaya. Seva to be done. That is the next one. Tat paduka sevyatam. Tat paduka sevyatam means the paduka, that is Shushrusha. Acharya Shushrusha. By that one cultivates the mind. It's required for receiving jnanam. So therefore, paduka sevyatam. Paduka is padukas, the sandals. So therefore, tat paduka sevyatam. That is why the Gita said, Pradipatena pariprashtena sevaya. Seva. Why seva? Because by seva, one's ego, ahankara, whatever maybe the person, maybe they have accomplished the person in the material world, That ego is there, the ego has to go. So therefore, one has to serve the teacher pratidinam, daily. Acharya Pasaram Chaiva. Gita itself, Bhagavan says in the 13th chapter, one of the important spiritual values, serving the teacher. Not the teacher requires the help, that's our service, but one has to do seva without having any ego. This is another big issue problem. In the ashrama we will see. Serving the teacher, one develops ego. Once ego gets boosted up. Because he is close with the teacher, therefore he gets to know everything about the teacher, and therefore he starts commanding the other people, sometimes the teacher also. So like in the life history of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he had Hriday Mukhopadhyaya always by his side. So Hriday Mukhopadhyaya, at one time he started advising Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So he knows when Kali, the mother, removed him, say. So therefore this is another big trap. Every point there is a trap. Ego is so dangerous. There is in name, fame, wealth, everywhere there is a trap. And seva, Guru Shushusha also there is a, by that also one can develop ego. Therefore one has to carefully, one has to do seva. The teacher knows, but the teacher is busy with the teaching. Suppose if he doesn't find out the attitude of the student, then the student himself has to check his attitude towards the teacher, towards the teaching. That is why in the tradition, the first the disciples are scrutinized. They are not, the teaching is not given the moment they come. Yes, they are scrutinized. Like in the Jabala, Jabala Upanishad, he comes to the Rishi, but for knowledge, but the Rishi doesn't teach him immediately. He just gives him some few cows and asks him to multiply 1,000 times. So that is a seva. Seva is such a seva. Similarly, in Krishnopanishad, when the 6 students approach Vipalada doesn't give the teaching immediately. He asks them to do seva for 1 year. That's a testing time. One has patience to serve the teacher, serving the teacher, serving the Gurukula for a year, and still have the desire to know. Then the person we can say is eligible for knowledge. Therefore, teaching can be given. So therefore, Paduka Sevyatam. Paduka Sevyatam is Namaskara. Namaskara. Namaskara is done by Namaskara is done to ultimately shake off this ego. So Guru Shushusha. Shushusha is Shrotam. So Shushusha is done ultimately for Shravanam. So therefore service. Therefore service to the teacher. Pratidinam. Regularly the student go to the teacher and do seva. Then Brahmaika Aksharamartyatam, we will see the last line. We'll come to see the next class. Stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
धन्यवादः हार्दिक
धन्यवाद शरणजी.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद.